calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Would preventative care and screenings be an option?
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham. Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup! And Ethan Cunningham is a local hero! Creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime. And don't ever play Lady of Spain again. We are back here at First Summit Arena at the Cambria County War Memorial. Wonder if they show Speed Racer here. In any event, we return for round 2 of the cat fight, if you will, as the UPJ Ice Cats take on the Penn State Harrisburg Lions. With Patrick Mitchell once again, I am Matt Popchock for continuing coverage of the 2026 UPJ Showcase on TenbandTV, presented by FiberNew. UPJ now overall 10-5-0-1 after that heartbreaking non-conference loss to Penn State Maine last night. They were winning 4-1. They fell 5-4 and playing for pride once again tonight out of conference. You get the feeling their pride was a little bit dinged last night as a result of losing that big lead. They're going to try and get some pride back here against a team that handed them a heartbreaking loss earlier in the season at the Keystone Classic. Penn State Harrisburg, they're not just a tough D3 opponent, they're a tough opponent that plays in D2 as well.
These Ice Cats that have returned home tonight at their home arena here, the Cambria War Memorial, looking to get things going and get back on the right side of the games here, get back in the win column. This is the second game here of the UPJ Classic here in 2026.
Penn State Harrisburg was introduced a moment ago. UPJ being introduced.
UPJ fell to Harrisburg 3-2 in the last meeting back on November the 22nd on a goal by Paul Smith of Harrisburg with 8 seconds left in regulation. And starting in Goldenite for UPJ will be their presumably starting senior goaltender Matt Page, and sure enough, Page being introduced. He's the all-time program wins leader. He'll be opposed by Nolan Harner in the other cage for Penn State Harrisburg. And both backup goaltenders made some big saves for their respective teams last night, but it's about poise from that first game, looking back, and we'll tell you more about it after the national anthem. Again, Patrick, it's about poise, I think, for UPJ. They are a good team. They want to become a great team in the long run. Great teams don't lose their poise, typically. They lost it last night when they lost that 3-goal lead. They lost it in a big way just as a team in that third period. A lot of penalties. A lot of penalties the last time these two teams played, but we'll get to that as time permits. And they're just trying to play a game where they're sharper mentally and a little bit more in control.
Yeah, I was telling Aaron after last night's game and talking with him this morning. You think the both the good and the bad for at least the Cats netminder Huff was the rebound shots that he was able to block. As much as he was able to block them, a lot of those leaked out, and he left the goal wide open for advantages for Penn State last night. So as much as it was, to give him credit for those stoppages, almost was his downfall at the same time last night on those chances that he gave up that ultimately led to the 4-goal comeback and eventual win for Penn State last night.
A bit of a chess maneuver here by Boston Bradley. We thought he might be shuffling the lines a bit and going with a different starting 5. Now he unloads that first line on the ice literally right before the opening faceoff, and it's Kazarowski taking the opening draw, not Aiden Rice, the Johnstown captain. The puck played into Harrisburg territory, and we're underway. Penn State moving it from left to right on your TV, computer, or mobile device to begin. The Lions coached by Chris Moore. The Ice Cats coached, as I said, by Boston Bradley in his first full season since taking over from Dave Heyman, the longtime coach. Dave Lehman, excuse me. That shot blocked by Owen Serleone, and it rebounds all the way back into Harrisburg territory. The Natalie-attired Ice Cats take it over, and Rice from the off-wing fires just wide. That close to deja vu all over again, with the Ice Cats 24 hours ago scoring on their first 2 shots on goal and the first 2 shots of the game altogether. And Rice was one of the players involved in that fast start early by UPJ. Nick Rosich from an angle, loose puck in front, and the Cats couldn't settle it down. They had a man there, but playing it aside for Penn State Harrisburg, I believe was Carter Lindsay. Gavin Tipping, the freshman, was in the thick of that as well, and Tipping plays this puck in the neutral zone for Andrew Zabalski. Zabalski around the boards. And it'll be played to the point now. And wide of Adam Page, the UPJ netminder. From the high slot area, this shot is blocked and grabbed by Barberi. Jackson Barberi with a power play goal last night in the losing effort for UPJ. It was their only power play goal, we should note, in 7 official opportunities. Ice Cats definitely want to clean up the goaltending and, even more importantly, clean up the special teams, which kind of let them down at the end of that Friday night contest.
Yeah, Ice Cats started out 1 for 1 in the power play. Unfortunately, ended that contest just 1 for 6 on the man advantage. It's a good start, but not a great finish by any means. It definitely, as you mentioned, would like to clean that up and see that power play unit convert 1, 2, or maybe even 3 times, just making sure they get on the board and keeping them in the game competitively.
It's played up to center for Aiden Freund and dumped back into the UPJ zone. Lindsay takes over deep in his own end for Penn State Harrisburg and comes up to center. Lindsay outletting to Josh Timko. Timko taking down one of the Cats, and the yard sale behind the UPJ cage as a penalty is forthcoming. Referee DeMonco making the call. Interference, the indication. And let's see if the Ice Cats can exercise those special teams demons right here and now.
Yeah, the Ice Cats were definitely weary last night on the penalty kill unit. Plenty of times that unit came out. Were successful a few times, but unfortunately the times they weren't were when the Penn State got themselves back into the game.
My eyes deceived me. This penalty actually went on UPJ. It's against a freshman, Andrew Barberi, younger brother of Jackson, and the other Reston, Virginia native on the roster is in the box 3.5 into a scoreless first period as Penn State Harrisburg gets the power play. These teams were combined 0 of 5 on the PP, despite the fact that there were over 50 penalty minutes between the two of them that day. Nick Wilson in the corner, playing it behind the net for Paul Smith. To the point for Lindsay. Lindsay near side to Wang. Jacob Wang, all the way from Beijing, China, emigrating to Middletown, Pennsylvania, where the PSU Harrisburg program is located. Wang actually set up that dramatic goal, the late one by Smith in the team's last meeting. Meanwhile, we're midway through this early Harrisburg power play, and the Lions work it over the UPJ line. Braden Unger cleared cleverly away from goal by Jackson Barberi. Aiden Rice ejected from the team's previous meetings for fighting with Wang. Clears the puck the rest of the way. Brennan Caralfa had one of 2 UPJ goals in that contest, and he'll dump it into the corner of Penn State Harrisburg territory. Solid penalty kill to start this game for the Ice Cats to this point. Here come the Lions one more time. DJ Noss behind Page. Stick check by Plowman. Dangerous play right into Page's stomach, and he'll freeze it. Matt Page, he of Johnstown proper, a senior on this UPJ squad, going for career win number 29. Again, he's got more than any other Ice Cat ever as a goaltender.
And he's showing exactly why he's the premier goaltender on this Ice Cats squad and why he's going to be, if there a way to hang numbers and names in the rafters here at the War Memorial, I think that would be a no-doubter in the way of representing and making sure his legacy is cemented here in Johnstown.
Braden Penrose, the Avonworth native, trapped that puck and helped a brother out a bit as Page was able to freeze it in the blue paint. The teams are back to 5 aside. We're just over 5 minutes into this opening frame, still scoreless between the Ice Cats and the Lions. Johnstown and Harrisburg, not conference rivals, but geographic rivals, and that's the chief reason why Boston Bradley invited Harrisburg to participate in this showcase event. UPJ, as we've talked about, returned the favor earlier in the season. Caden Helsel inserted into the lineup for a second consecutive game, gets that puck behind the PSU Harrisburg goal. A collision inside Harrisburg territory before the puck comes back inside the Johnstown line for Nick Raplogel. And the Westmont Hilltop product watches the official put his arm, come saw like that for icing.
So far through the first about 6 minutes of this contest, not too many shots on the board, just 3 in total. So just a lot of hard-fought skating from both sides. I wonder who's going to be the first one to break the scoreboard here in this one.
Well, UPJ hasn't maybe gotten off to the blazing start that they did last night, but early on they're playing a more responsible game defensively, and I may have spoken too soon as the Lions have a chance, but there's a good stick by Sterling to clean up that mess and send UPJ in transition. Here's Adam Hooks, who had Friday's first goal for either participant in that contest. He forces a face-off in Harrisburg territory. Goals number 6 and 7 on the air last night for Hooks in period 1 against Penn State, Maine. One of a number of Armstrong Riverhawks standouts, to be recruited by not just this staff led by Boston Bradley, but the previous staff as well. That save made the rebound. Hooks put it off the body of goaltender Harner and somehow couldn't get the bounce. Sterling Young's shot deflected and kicked at by one of the Penn State defenders. That looks like Mailer. Correction, that's Furbush, and Furbush gets taken down by Huff at the end of that play. Andrew Barberi reversing it to Sirleone. Sirleone out from behind the UPJ net. That pass too strong for Huff. No icing. Harner settles it down to his right for Noss. Ice Cats a bit discombobulated in their own zone, but Penrose recovers. Plowman trying to exit his zone. He can't. Blake Hansen, leading scorer on this club with 16 points, works it to the point. That shot deflected wide. Noss watches that puck go to the far corner, loose in front. The Ice Cats clear it, but again, they can't clear it out. Good forecheck here in a scoreless game by Harrisburg. To the point it comes to Lindsay. Lindsay cross ice for Noss. Noss out in front. Active stick by Rice. Rice trying to send himself the other direction, but a good job on the back check by Lindsay to nip that in the bud, right at the official's crease. Karalfa lets it go to the neutral zone. UPJ in the middle of a line change as it's stolen by the Ice Cats. Side of the net, Plowman. Johnstown unable to keep that puck in the zone. Penn State Harrisburg on the counterattack. Gavin Tipping forcing the save by Page. UPJ, one of the top teams in college hockey east of men's Division III. Penn State Harrisburg double dipping. They play in the Delaware Valley Conference of Amateur Athletic Union's second division, a conference that they have won 2 years in a row. And they also compete in ACHA's Empire Conference of Division III men's. One thing we've seen from UPJ playing both Penn State teams over the course of this season, Harrisburg and University Park, is on their best day, UPJ, this unit, can play with pretty much any team on their schedule. It's just a matter of can they play well enough to get the result or not.
So they can definitely stand with the Giants in all of Division III hockey. And again, here with this, as mentioned, Harrisburg team that plays in Division II even, they can stand with the Giants no problem. But sometimes they just fall just short enough of getting a victory. But nonetheless, not taking away from the fact that they were able to stand in through all 60 minutes, and even then if it goes past.
Harrisburg coming in with an 11-9-1 overall record, very similar to that of UPJ, and a showcase win over a pretty evenly matched opponent would be big mentally and emotionally for Boston Bradley and the Ice Cats. Again, a botched clear by UPJ, no problem for Page, who will force another own zone faceoff.
Yeah, as I mentioned, a win here would be monumental, and just for the good for the feeling, good for the morale to go into to finish off this UPJ showcase. Again, they dropped last night a game they definitely thought they had into the weaning parts of the third period that got away from them. So looking to make sure that doesn't happen again tonight.
Although, to be fair, the team that played Penn State Maine earlier today also thought they had that team beaten until suddenly they didn't. The Cal Vulcans of Pennsylvania needing to work overtime on a night that they blew a 4-0 lead with under half a period remaining. Cal recovering and winning that game in the sudden victory session. Midway through this first period of the nightcap, we are scoreless between Johnstown and Harrisburg. Caden Helsel unable to locate that pass from TD. Andrew Barberi quickly playing it inside the Harrisburg line. Coming the other way is Daniel McConchie. UPJ plays it back into PSU territory. Lindsay under duress in front of his own goaltender, Nolan Harner. And a steal by the Ice Cats. And they drew a penalty. UPJ's getting that power play as Kazarowski puts it through the blue pane and wide. At this point, I'm convinced I'm Caden Kazarowski's jinx. I've seen him miss seemingly so many goals from that exact spot on the ice. But he's going to get a chance to redeem himself here on the power play.
I know he definitely had plenty of chances last night, and that a golden opportunity here again. Just cannot get the angle right, whether it's with the puck or the stick, the shot, what have you. Just a tick off. Looking to fix it here on the power play here.
A difficult play to make, and that close to making it all the same. Huff firing upstairs. That misses the net. Harrisburg gets to clear. They're going to work on the penalty kill for the first time in this one. Alex Capiro, the rookie from Downingtown, in the sin bin, holding the official indication. Huff to Barberi. Barberi from center, chased quickly by Smith. Barberi in the left circle. Barberi running out of real estate, going to keep this puck now with 40 seconds off the penalty clock. Across for Rice. Rice to Barberi. Barberi through a crowd, missing the target. Easy rebound to Huff. Huff calmly over to Rice. Rice up top to Barberi. Barberi over to Huff. Huff out in front, redirected off a body. I'm not sure if that made it on goal or not. I think Noss blocked it. And Harrisburg gets to clear midway through the UPJ man advantage. And we saw some pond hockey early on in Johnstown last night, a much more tactful and well-played, structured game by both teams early in this one, however.
Yeah, I wonder what the message was like from head coach Boston Bradley last night into today, what changes he wanted to see from all facets of the game. And obviously much more structured, as you mentioned, so far in this one. Not
a lot of room for that UPJ power play to operate. It's Groundhog Day, looking for those shooting and passing lanes as the penalty-killing Diamond did the job again, and a chance shorthanded now for Zabalski. Zabalski, score! Zabalski comes back the other way with a shorthanded goal. 7:07 to go, first period. Give the governor a harumph. 1-0 Harrisburg.
Yeah, that goal just squeaked in the 5-hole right under Page. He's not too happy about that. He thought he had the initial block, but saw it just squeak through in between those pads and work its way into the goal as Penn State has the first lead and the first goal here in the game.
And any coach will tell you that on special teams, on the power play over the course of a long season, you're going to have your peaks and you're going to have your valleys, just like the team does. You're going to have your peaks and valleys, and UPJ going through some kind of a valley at the moment on special teams as the penalty to Capiro expires. PSU back to full strength, and they've grabbed a 1-0 lead on the 4th goal of the season by the graduate student, Andrew Zabolski.
The Penn State Harrisburg shorthanded goal scored by number 43, Andrew Zabolski. Assisted by number 13, Daniel McConchy.
Officially, it's Zabolski from McConchy. The dynamic Leesburg, Virginia duo hooking up for the game's first goal. And UPJ's got to roll up the sleeves and go back to work. Helsel off a body. Plowman trying to keep it in the zone for Penrose. He does. Penrose to the corner. To center it'll come, played by Wilson, but not out. And finally, goaltender Nolan Harner isn't going to take any chances. Harner, a Lebanon, Pennsylvania native and a senior on this Harrisburg squad. 4-3, 258, 920 on the save percentage. Puck played behind the Lions net. Harner and Jason Soule, the Philly boy, have been sharing the net more or less this season for Harrisburg, which is attacking deep in Johnstown ice, but a good job there by Serleone to take away space. Tony Morano returning to the UPJ lineup tonight, losing that puck to Lindsay. Turned over to Colin Cook. Correction, that was Freund playing takeaway for UPJ. Ice Cats unable to generate a shot out of it, however, and it's played to the right of Adam Page, the Ice Cats netminder. Approaching the final 5 minutes of first period action. Cats getting burned shorthanded moments ago by Andrew Zabolski. And that's where we stand with UPJ playing this puck through center. Here's Freund one more time. Hooked from behind, play continues. Wang across the line. Wang threw it behind Smith. Those two are always dangerous when they're out there together, as Pitt Johnstown knows all too well. Freund off the glass. And this will be an icing call if it crosses the goal line. The referee overruling the linesman, however. Lions keep it moving to the Tomahawks logo at center ice. Blake Hansen over the attacking line. Hooks along the boards. Huff, 1 against 2. Huff centering it for Hooks. Hooks had that pass taken away. A good read there by Smith on the back check. With it now, Wilson in the corner for Harrisburg. Replogle off his own team's penalty box, which is vacant at the moment. Save for Aaron Norkovicus, of course, who's a healthy scratch for UPJ this evening. And you heard Nork and Patrick Mitchell on the call of Game 1 earlier, that dramatic overtime win by Cal U of PA. You can watch that on demand anytime on TenbandTV, as that one is gloved by Harner.
Yeah, that first game here, as I mentioned earlier, barn burner, 4-0 into the early stages of the third period. We thought Cal had that game done and dusted, Penn State said no, sir, clawed their way back, and with a late power play, down a goal, tied it, forced the game into overtime. But then Cal thwarted any opportunities very early in the overtime period and got away with the victory.
Dare I suggest Cal should have been watching TenbandTV in the locker room, or streaming TenbandTV in the locker room. That's how we do business here. The one hand feeds the other. Icing on the Lions, and another face-off from that same circle. They're going to bring it to the opposite side. I stand corrected. Aiden Rice victimized, but backed up nicely by Plowman. Plowman with space. Too strong for Karolfa. Rice deflecting it wide of goal. UPJ just gripping the sticks a little tightly at the moment, and that seemed to be the case at the end of last night's game as well. Trying to do a little too much with the puck and trying to get off the proverbial mat in this one. Down a goal early with a lot of time left. Karolfa taken out of the play effectively by Zabalski, who has the game's only goal. Karolfa, good determination to get it to Rice. Rice, and does it go in? It's on the line. Did it cross the line? Somehow, some way, Nolan Harner bargained with the hockey gods. Must have been the same ones that Kai Petrosky whispered in the ear to 24 hours ago.
I'm not sure how that stayed out as that got behind Warner, and then I saw arms flailing, stick flailing, any kind of body part flailing, keep that out of the net, and sure enough, whatever he did worked.
UPJ just can't buy a goal since that third period last night, and with it now for Penn State, playing it up towards center is Unger. UPJ trying to ramp up the pressure. They get it back to the corner. Lions trying to settle things down defensively. And from behind their own goal line, they get it to center red, where it's played by Andrew Barberi. Serleone had that go under his stick. Andrew Barberi trying to back up the play, but he fanned on the clearing attempt. Lions have it in a dangerous spot, but the centering pass attempted there was beyond the purview of the intended target, and the intended target was Nolan Mailer. Chris Moore giving some of his worker bees some ice time late in this first period with his team up a goal. Team's pushing and shoving outside the UPJ line as it's played back inside the stripe by the Lions. Colin Cook attacking for the Ice Cats. Trying to cross with Kazarowski. Hooks with it. Hooks firing. Saving it is Harner. And a follow-up save on Kazarowski there at the side of the net. Serleone toward goal. That save is made by Harner as we approach the final minute of first period play. UPJ now with a 9-6 shot advantage, but still looking to find an answer for Nolan Harner.
There is 1 minute remaining in the first period.
Long dump in. That 80-footer is settled down by the aforementioned goalie. Turnover to UPJ. Kazarowski looking for Huff in front. Huff wasn't ready to take that pass. Replogo with a little pickle stab there and gets it to Hooks. Half a minute left in the period. Hooks trying to split the D. He can't. Hand pass in the neutral zone. And they don't get much more obvious than that, unfortunately, for the sake of Aiden Rice.
Yeah, I saw what he was trying to do there. Just did a little too much and was whistled by the referees there. The final 26.5. Ice Cats just looking to get out of this period and get back to the locker room. Penn State maybe trying to get a very late goal lead extension.
Breakout pass to Rosic. Rosic, one of 3 members of that Century Club for UPJ, earning his 100th career point earlier this season. Rice and Kazarowski earned theirs in the same non-conference game last season as juniors. 3 seconds to go, and that'll be that. Now, the Ice Cats found their legs late, but a shorthanded goal by Andrew Zabalski has PSU Harrisburg up 1-0 over Pitt Johnstown at the first intermission. He's Patrick Mitchell. I'm Matt Popchock. You're watching the 2026 UPJ Showcase on TenbandTV, presented by FiberNew.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Would preventative care and screenings be an option?
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com, paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Lindsay outletting to Josh Timko. Timko taking down one of the Cats, and the yard sale behind the UPJ cage as a penalty is forthcoming. Referee DeMonco Leone to clean up that mess and send UPJ in transition. Here's Adam Hooks, who had Friday's first goal for either participant in that contest by Boston Bradley, but the previous staff as well. That save made. The rebound. Hooks put it off the body of goaltender Harner and somehow couldn't get the bounce. Sterling's shot deflected. Johnstown unable to keep that puck in the zone. Penn State Harrisburg on the counterattack. Gavin Tipping forcing the save by Page. And the steal by the Ice Cats. And they drew a penalty. UPJ's getting that power play as Kazarowski puts it through the blue pane and wide. Over to Rice. Rice up top to Barberi. Barberi over to Huff. Huff out in front. Redirected off a body. I'm not sure if that made it on goal or not. I think the killing Diamond did the job again, and a chance shorthanded now for Zabalski. Zabalski, score! Zabalski comes back the other way with a shorthanded goal. 7:07 to go, first period. Give the governor harumph. 1-0 Harrisburg. To center it'll come, played by Wilson, but not out. And finally, goaltender Nolan Harner. You can watch that on demand anytime on TenbandTV, as that one is gloved by Harner.
Yeah, that's
Zabalski, who has the game's only goal. Karalfa, good determination to get it to Rice. Rice, and does it go in? It's on the line. Did it cross the line? Somehow, some way, Nolan Harner bargained with the hockey gods. Turnover to UPJ. Kazarowski looking for Huff in front. Huff wasn't ready to take that pass. Hand pass in the neutral zone. And they don't get much more obvious than that, unfortunately, for the sake of Aiden Rice.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Would preventative care and screenings be an option?
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham. Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup! And Ethan Cunningham is a local hero!
Creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime. And don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Would preventative care and screenings be an option?
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham. Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup, and Ethan Cunningham is a local hero.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Hewitt creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime, and don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Would preventative care and screenings be an option?
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Hockey is the ultimate long-haul sport. Wear and tear are inevitable over the long haul, especially when it comes to wear and tear on your home or office furniture. FiberNew is a mobile service that specializes in the repair, restoration, and renewal of leather, plastic, vinyl, fabric, and upholstery. FiberNew has been trusted since 1987 to remain on the cutting edge of repair techniques, and their exclusive color-matching tech has made them a global leader in their industry. If you want to make like a goalie and flash that leather with pride, visit FIBRenew.com to find a location near you or call 888-597-2951 to get a free estimate today. Matt Popchock back here at the First Summit Arena at Cambria County War Memorial, trying to capture the spirit of the thing alongside Patrick Mitchell. First intermission winding down, second period on this freshly cut ice. About to get underway in just a couple of moments with the UPJ Ice Cats trailing PSU Harrisburg and the Lions by a score of 1-0. And last night, special teams and goaltending decided the game between UPJ and Penn State Maine. Penn State Maine won the special teams battle ultimately, and Kai Petrosky, their first-year goaltender, made some excellent saves, especially late in that game, to protect that slim lead. And special teams and goaltending have Penn State Harrisburg on top after one period here, Patrick.
Yeah, so far the only difference in this goal from Zabalski that beat Cats goalie Matt Page through the 5-hole early. So Matt Page looking to solidify himself between the pipes again here in the middle period. And the Cats just looking to get themselves back into this one. Do lead in the shots category 9-6, but again, only score that matters is the 1-0 in the goals column. So Cats, again, looking to get out, start quickly, get ahead of the game here, and just get a good start and try and force the pressure onto these Penn State Harrisburg Ice Lions.
It was sort of a reversal of the first period last night. Last night, at the risk of belaboring the point, UPJ started out so quickly, and then they backed off a little bit to their detriment. Tonight, they started out mostly spending time in their own zone, and toward the end of the first period, they started to tilt the ice a little bit more. And now they've just got to find a way to crack that goose egg on the left side of the scoreboard here at the War Memorial. And Sobolski scoring his 4th of the year to put Harrisburg on top. Both teams 1 for 1 on the penalty kill in that first period. Shots on goal, as you said, Patrick, favoring the Cats. And it's an important period for goaltender Page, I think, too. That was kind of a leaky goal. A player of his repute led up on that shorthanded chance by Sobolski, and he's got to slam the door now and turn in a strong second period for UPJ.
Yeah, he knows he can do better, and he knows that his team's going to be looking for him to do better here in the second period to keep them in this game.
The side switch has occurred, and the game is back on. 2026 UPJ Showcase on TenbandTV. Live coverage throughout this weekend, presented by our friends at Fibrenew. Lions played in the corner, and from one knee after getting rid of that puck and getting sandwiched for the Penn State Harrisburg Lions is Jacob Wong. Wang no worse for the wear after getting drilled half a minute in. UPJ throwing their weight around again as Gavin Tipping gets the worst of that hit from Jackson Barberi. To the point it comes for Noss. Good save there by Page, and he's got the rebound.
That's exactly what we were talking about. We want to see Page get those high octane stops early in this period to build that confidence from that leaky goal that he allowed in the first. I know he's going to be able to lock down mentally and physically here in the rest of this contest, but getting that first stop there, especially just outside the crease, is really good for his mental state here in the game.
Chris Moore putting Sobolski's line out there for the faceoff. UPJ wins the faceoff, and Karolfa has a chance. Karolfa to goal. Save made, and the rebound is cleared aside. A big stop there by Harner, and Wilson gets it out of danger. Rice to the corner for the Ice Cats. Just a very fortuitous bounce there to Brennan Karolfa, who scored the last time he faced PSU Harrisburg, but unable to beat Nolan Harner, who's in some kind of a rhythm right now. 10 saves and counting early in period 2.
I wish I had a speedometer there for Karolfa. He came out flying, blistering across the lines and able to get himself in an advantageous spot. Unfortunately, not able to put the puck in the goal, but getting a great chance for the Ice Cats nonetheless.
From center, it's played off the stick of UPJ's Sterling Own. Harrisburg has numbers, but the pass is erroneous. Intended for the man right on the doorstep for Penn State Harrisburg. The Harrisburg uniform number situation a bit messy, not unlike Penn State Maine's the night before, so we're trying to sort that out as best we can. But in the meantime, that shot from distance taken by Mailer is blockered away by Page. Karolfa unable to clear, and the second time is the charm. Waiting at center is Mailer. Boston Bradley telling the boys to change it up. And a moment too late, Adam Hooks locates that puck at his feet and puts it out of play. I think Hooks wanted to make sure that the line change was complete so that he didn't commit a too many men infraction, and just an instance of not everybody being on the same page there, I would surmise.
I definitely think it's, at the very least, beneficial for the Cats. They don't get that too many men call, no matter what the result of the play was, because that could easily lead to, that would have led to a Penn State power play, and then it could have led to a 2-goal lead for these Ice Lions.
Pioli, the linesman, drops the puck. UPJ plays it into the far corner. Camping out at left point is Penrose, behind the net intended for Huff. Huff deferring to Adam Hooks. Hooks from an angle. Behind the net. Hooks on his backhand. Plays it off the goaltender stick of Harner. Unger on the counterattack. Up to center before he's rocked by Hooks at the red line. Mailer retaliating. Now Penrose gives him what for. Huff tripped at center ice. They're letting boys be boys for now. 3 minutes into the second period with Harrisburg up a goal. Lots of physical play early in the middle frame between these two geographic non-conference rivals. Lions play it off their own glass, and waiting at center is Penrose, the former Avonworth Antelope. Across for Aiden Freund. Freund escorted in the boards by Furbush. Penrose to the corner. Furbush, the only one there to get that puck, and he plays it to his defensive partner, Lindsay. Lindsay up to center, and he'll lead it on for Furbush going in behind the UPJ net. Plowman tying up his man, and that allows Penrose, I should say, to get it up past center ice. Long shift here for Braden Penrose as he's hit in the corner by Noss. Jackson Barberi, cross ice. Cook had trouble taking that pass. Here are the Lions on the counterattack. Hansen from an angle, missing the net. And the Ice Cats will ice the puck early in the second.
As you mentioned, Matt, early on in this game, just the referees letting these boys play. Much of the same of the first games between Cal and Penn State, Maine. Just I don't want to say lack of penalties, but just the chances that you thought you'd see an arm go up or a whistle get called, none coming, and it looks to be the same this way in this game.
And that can be pro forma, I think, for a non-conference game. You know, those tend to move along a little bit more quickly. You know, there isn't as much of an emotional element there since these teams don't share a conference. But again, still playing for pride this weekend, especially in UPJ's case, we would wager, after last night's tough setback. One win over a Penn State campus of any kind is better than none in these parts. As UPJ plays it to center. Barberi taking matters into his own hands, but a good stick there by Paul Smith. Smith coming back on the attack for the Lions. Nifty maneuver there. Smith below the goal line, throws it out in front to nobody in particular. He was trying to go to Wang, I think, but Wang was getting taken for a ride there by Freund. Cook met at center, recovers the puck for his UPJ teammates. And the Ice Cats still having a bit of trouble supporting that puck up the ice.
A lot of deep chances, deep pucks, hoping to find a connection at the far end, none doing so far. As much as you want to stretch the passes out and stretch the ice, you got to make sure you're making those passes. So start with the short passes, and then hopefully those will lead to the long passes later on.
Zabalski from the corner. Gave it right away to Freund. Freund plays it off the stick of Mailer at center. Ice Cats changing on the fly. And with it is Rosic over the attacking line. Rosic keeping his feet, but can't keep the puck. Now he flags it down to the corner, out in front. Backhand try. Oh, what a save there! And juggling that puck in his left hand is Nolan Harner.
Carolfa down there trying to go backhand as that puck was behind him. Had the stick on the puck, but just couldn't get past the netminder there of Harner.
Carolfa wins it from Zabalski. Blocker save made there, and Harner barely got a piece of that. Rice in front for Rosic. Rosic missing to the near post. Barberi high and wide. Serleone racing to get to the rebound. He can't. Good poke check maneuver there. And the Lions try to come back in transition, but a chance for Rice. Rice behind the defense. Rice to goal. Oh, what a stop there by Harner. And the follow-up by Carolfa is denied. Rice gets it back. Barberi breaks his stick and has to kick it, and what a heroic play there as he broke the twig. Lions coming back the other way, and that shot is fanned on. What chaos at both ends. Rice, 2-on-2 with Karolfa. Rice skating wide. Rice hits the brakes. Across to Karolfa. Karolfa's shot blocked, out of action.
Whoever's in control of the intensity of this game just turned the notch from 4 to 11 in a flash. I mean, this game wasn't, I don't want to say it was slow, but the past, 2 minutes, the intensity from both sides just ramped up to I think the dial is broken at this point.
Forget blue and white. That goaltender's uniform should be prison orange. That was absolute robbery of Aiden Rice by goaltender Harner. But the Ice Cats finally nuzzle that nylon. Adam Hooks buries it to tie it at 1, 7 minutes into period 2. And they brought their flippin' toys with them. UPJ finally gets that elusive first goal.
Finally able to beat Harner there in the net. Rebound chances galore, but they finally got one to go into the net, tie this game up. Just over 13 minutes left in the middle period here. Cats back in it.
And so this hybrid first/second/third line of Hooks, Kazarowski, and Chase Huff will stay on the ice for the ensuing faceoff, which is controlled now by the Lions. Hooks smashes in the rebound for his 3rd goal in 2 games this weekend. Goal number 8 on the season for the right winger from Katanning, Pennsylvania. And Hooks lets that one glance off his stick and in Harner's general direction. Officially Hooks from Plowman and Huff. So for Huff, his 10th helper and team leading 27th point on the campaign. And UPJ guilty of icing with 12-11 till the second intermission.
Great job of the Cats there. Again, not backing down on those rebound opportunities and being able to put one in there with Hooks. We were both looking for him to try and maybe even get a first period hat trick last night. Already on the board here again. He's definitely on a hot streak here in the UPJ Showcase here in 2026.
Off the draw, it's slapped to the corner by Nick Wilson. Both these teams, a very healthy mix of old and new. Wilson, one of a number of freshmen to get a healthy dose of playing time for Chris Moore this season. Nolan Kabala, with his first appearance of the game, dumps the puck in behind the Harrisburg goal line for Helsel. And now Raplogel has to go fetch. I think it's pretty much in the town charter that if your last name is Raplogel, you have to A, play Scholastic hockey, and B, play for UPJ at some point.
Yeah, family lineage running deep here with UPJ. And this time coming up big in the UPJ Showcase once again.
The Westmont Hilltop standout of years past. I hope he doesn't mind being coached by a Crimson Crusher. Boston Bradley, the former 4-time All-Star in his day at Bishop McCourt for their PIHL varsity team.
Well, I think if the coach can bring results, I don't think it matters where he was previously. As long as he can get results, that's all that matters.
The best of frenemies, as they say. 1-1 approaching the midpoint of this period and game on night 2 of the UPJ Showcase. And Page, at the last moment, makes that save and deflects it to the corner. Lions into a nice rhythm here on the forecheck, trying to untie the score here. Hansen to the point for Mailer. Hansen deflects it to the corner for Smith. Smith behind the net. Wang tied up. Gets it to Smith. Mailer on the retreat. Across 2 lines, the stretch pass hits Smith. Both teams were changing behind the play. The team with the puck, Penn State Harrisburg, offside.
I was looking at the end before the puck got to that point. I was looking at the far end. I saw a stick on the ground, and Raplogo was twigless, just able to use his body to sort of push some of the Penn State players around, but nothing he could do with the broken twig. Came back to the bench just before that whistle for the offside. So luckily, nothing came his way that he needed a stick for.
Odd bounce there off the corner of the boards, conveniently for the sake of goaltender Harner, who will freeze it for another face-off to his right. UPJ tying this game at 1 in the second period on Adam Hook's 8th goal of the regular season. Andrew Barberi, he'd love to get some atonement tonight. Took a very ill-advised penalty late in last night's game that pretty much put the kibosh on any remaining chance the Cats would have had in a comeback in that one. And he turns around and plays it to the blue line of Harrisburg before it's sent right back in off of Page. Cook over the attacking line as Karolfa going to the net. Cook off balance. That shot is blocked. Lions having trouble finding the rebound. Cook gets there first. Cook, an agent of chaos, but lost the puck to Zabolski. Zabolski going cross ice. Andrew Barberi with the body check there in the corner. Lindsay with his back to the play, tied up for a moment by Freund, and that puck is played outside the zone. Good job by Karolfa with the active stick to force the offside call.
Yeah, a couple chances there that gave Penn State a couple looks there at the cage, but none doing is the defensively for the Ice Cats. They're able to lock down in their D zone and bring it out to neutral ice here for another faceoff.
And again, I think in a weird way, it's benefiting UPJ to step out their comfort zone stylistically in this game and to have to play more responsibly in their own end as opposed to playing the kind of up and down game, trading chances with Penn State Maine like they did last night. Chance now for the Lions. They've got numbers if they hurry. Unger through the circle, wide of goal. That grazes the lip of the goal mouth, and the rebound comes back through center ice. Wilson flagging it down. Delayed offside situation for UPJ. They tag up quickly. And at center, Yothers is knocked to the ice. Karolfa lets that pass go off his stick and out of action. 8 minutes to the second ice cut. And the line that generated the lone UPJ goal thus far is back out on the ice for this faceoff. The exception is that Wade Plowman is not out there on the back end. Instead, it's Raplogo paired with Barberi. Good keep by Jackson Barberi. Speak of the devil. Barberi's backhander blocked. Good gap by Timko. Kazarowski in the corner. Kazarowski taken out of the play by Mailer. And the Harrisburg Lions, not unlike their Hockey Valley brethren, just play a suffocating brand of hockey in their own zone. And again, I think, after going through last night, UPJ may be a little more patient this time around.
I definitely think the patience is going to be a virtue here. But again, as you mentioned, these Penn State Harrisburg ice lines are very suffocating. So that first goal of the Cats had are very great to get it back even. So I imagine the chances are going to be few and far between here in this game. So any goal chances you have, you're going to have to make sure you try and convert to the best of your abilities.
Huff hit as he tried to get rid of that puck. Noss getting his digs in as that puck comes around to the point for Raplogo, who fires wide of goal. The rebound right to the stick of Hansen. Hansen under pressure from Chase Huff. Barberi pinching, sending it to the corner. Huff with a nifty maneuver there to create separation. for Kazarowski. Kazarowski from an angle, trying to pinball it off the defenseman's stick. Nothing doing. Huff under pressure, off a body in front. Hooks has the rebound. Hooks across for Huff, couldn't take the pass. Good chance there, but the execution not so good as Raplogel fires it off the defender's stick. That of Wang. Lindsay recovers behind his own goal line and outlets it now for Hansen. Raplogel flags it down legally out of midair with his hand. Jackson Barberi surveying the scene, and he's content to just dump this puck. Harrisburg, meanwhile, trying to complete a line change as Kazarowski cut out the outlet pass. Harrisburg dumps, Johnstown chases, and the Lions have to tag up now as Hooks takes the outlet pass. Hooks 1 against 2. Hooks to the goal, fired, score! Thank you, sir, may I have another? Adam Hooks gives the Ice Cats their first lead with 5:46 to go in the second.
Hooks doubles up in the scoring column today. Absolute laser there late in the middle period, getting the Cats their first lead of the night.
Don't touch him. He's white hot, folks. 4 goals in 48 hours for the erstwhile Armstrong Riverhawk, Adam Hooks, making his presence felt this time on the left wing as he beats goaltender Harner for the second UPJ goal. Number 9 on the season for the sophomore. That shot from distance might have hit something on its way toward goal, might have hit off Page's outstretched glove as well.
Time on the goal, 5 minutes and 46 seconds remaining in the second period. That's Pitt Johnstown goal scored by 28 Hooks.
Lions going to work on the corner. And Page able to make that save on the 50-some footer. And a chance the other way for Penrose. Penrose to the goal. Just missing to the right post. A huge break there for the Lions, and mark that one down. Penrose trying to play it out in front from an impossible angle. It goes under the stick of Teedy. Snapshot from the circle, save made. Rebound still available. Morano couldn't get a clean stick on it. Oh, Penn State Harrisburg dodging multiple bullets on that rush by the Ice Cats.
So definitely after the intermission here, they got to give some flowers to Harner there. Did a phenomenal job stopping some of the shots real up close. Another one there.
Morano that close to letting that one sneak through the pads of Harner. And we got a whistle behind the play here. We're going to get a hooking call. And it looks like it's going to go against Harrisburg. Nick Wilson will feel shame for 2 minutes and then get free. Second power play of the game, and now the Ice Cats have to get some better juju going on the 5-on-4 advantage.
Already momentum, huge momentum shift here, not just after the game tying goal, but now the go-ahead goal here. Ice Cats looking to put more on the scoreboard here in this two-minute man advantage.
Barberi, cross ice for Huff. Huff recovering atop the left circle for Barberi. Barberi deflected just wide. Good effort there by Rosic. Lindsay able to get the clear. He's been a very busy man on the back end for the Lions tonight. Barberi over the attacking line for Rosic. Rosic trying to leave it for Rice. Instead, the Lions are able to clear. They might have another chance shorthanded. Huff's got to hurry back. Yothers to goal. Save me this time by Page. It's behind the net. And UPJ in scramble mode. The puck's out in front, and the Lions have scored a second shorthanded goal in this game. Carter Lindsay. It's 2-2. Flippin' Chrysler play it. Here I come. Just like that, we got a new hockey game.
Yeah, that puck bounced around both in front of and behind the cage there for Page. Lost track of it, he did, but right in front of Lindsay, the puck fell as he was able to put it top shelf and tie up this game once more.
To say the least, special teams woes continuing for the home team. A 2-2 game now, a second shorthanded goal allowed by the Cats, and this time it's Carter Lindsay, the second-year player from York, Pennsylvania, with his second overall this season. And Lindsay had done yeoman's work at the other end of the ice when Johnstown possessed that puck and gets a reward after all that. Karolfa to Sirleone. Raplogel in front. Turnaround shot, it's loose in front, and is it covered? Yes, it is. Just in the nick of time by Harner. Lindsay from Yothers officially. Those two catching Johnstown in general disarray, and Matt Page's head was spinning like a literal top trying to locate that puck, and he couldn't until it was too late. 15 to go in the UPJ power play. Raplogel denied by Harner. That was a heck of a rip by Raplogel, who's not known as a scoring defenseman, but almost cashed in there.
That puck blocker kick-out save went about 6 rows deep to the left of the Zamboni entrance over there on the right side. I was wondering if that puck would stay in. No, it cleared the netting by a good few feet. Now a young spectator looking to find that puck in the seats, maybe get a souvenir for her efforts this evening.
And you talked about momentum earlier, Patrick. Shorthanded goals, when you have momentum, are an absolute killer. They're a B12 shot, metaphorically speaking, to the team that scores them. They're an absolute killer to the team that gives them up. So, unsurprisingly, Boston Bradley putting all the top guns offensively out here. All the eggs are in one basket, trying to get that goal back in relative haste, even as the power play has ended. UPJ 0 for 2 with 2 shorties allowed, believe it or not. Tied with under 2 minutes to go in period 2. Deuces are wild at the War Memorial. Rosic. Some 27-on-27 crime there as Noss knocks him against the boards. Lindsay trying to penetrate the defense, and the puck rolls right to Page, who's got it this time.
I mentioned the momentum, and I thought the momentum swing was going to go in the way of the Cats. Again, they got the 2 goals, got the power play, and we're looking to tack on another. But back-to-back nights allowing a shorthanded goal, just absolutely taking the air out of that power play unit in successive nights. Not what you want to see, especially how the way the game ended last night with special teams units.
Teedy up for Helsel. Helsel unable to collect it. Luke Schmelzer tied up at center red by Teedy and Sirleone. Ice Cats come away with the puck. Teedy lost it temporarily to Zabalski, who has a goal in this game for Penn State Harrisburg. Hit from behind, close to a penalty, but one will not be called, as Helsel is no worse for the wear. Steal by the Cats. Sirleone battles for possession. Out in front, side of the net, save made, the rebound cleared. Harner not standing on ceremony. Helsel chips it inside Harrisburg territory. Turned over to the Ice Cats. Here's Teedy from the corner. Lost the puck. Both teams committing unforced errors at that end of the ice. Under half a minute left in the period now. This one goes off the glove hand of Schmelzer. Thus, it will not be icing. Last rush maybe for the Lions if they can connect on this pass. Andrew Barberi had it go through his skates. Barberi behind his own net with under 10 to go in the period. Hooks around the dasher. Put toward goal. Play to the corner. There's your buzzer, and here comes your second ice cut at First Summit Arena. 75 years of existence for the historic Cambria County War Memorial, and nothing like the old Saturday night game after all these years. We've got a good one here. UPJ Ice Cats 2, Penn State Harrisburg Lions 2. With Patrick Mitchell, I'm Matt Popchock. You're watching the 2026 UPJ Showcase on TenbandTV, presented by FiberNew.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Lindsay outletting to Josh Timko. Timko taking down one of the Cats, and the yard sale behind the UPJ cage as a penalty is forthcoming. Referee DeMonco Leone to clean up that mess and send UPJ in transition. Here's Adam Hooks, who had Friday's first goal for either participant in that contest by Boston Bradley, but the previous staff as well. That save made. The rebound. Hooks put it off the body of goaltender Harner and somehow couldn't get the bounce. Sterling Young's shot deflected. Johnstown unable to keep that puck in the zone. Penn State Harrisburg on the counterattack. Gavin Tipping forcing the save by Page. And the steal by the Ice Cats. And they drew a penalty. UPJ's getting that power play as Kazarowski puts it through the blue pane and wide. Over to Rice. Rice up top to Barberi. Barberi over to Huff. Huff out in front. Redirected off a body. I'm not sure if that made it on goal or not. I think the killing Diamond did the job again, and a chance shorthanded now for Zabalski. Zabalski, score! Zabalski comes back the other way with a shorthanded goal. 7:07 to go, first period. Give the governor harumph. 1-0 Harrisburg. To center it'll come, played by Wilson, but not out. And finally, goaltender Nolan Harner. You can watch that on demand anytime on TenbandTV, as that one is gloved by Harner.
Yeah, that's
Zabalski, who has the game's only goal. Karalfa, good determination to get it to Rice. Rice, and does it go in? It's on the line. Did it cross the line? Somehow, some way, Nolan Harner bargained with the hockey gods. Turnover to UPJ. Kazarowski looking for Huff in front. Huff wasn't ready to take that pass. Hand pass in the neutral zone. And they don't get much more obvious than that, unfortunately, for the sake of Aiden Rice. Gavin Tipping gets the worst of that hit from Jackson Barberi. To the point it comes for Noss. Good save there by Page, and he's got the rebound. UPJ wins the faceoff, and Karalfa has a chance. Karalfa to goal. Save made, and the rebound is cleared aside. A big stop there by Harner, and Wilson gets it out of danger. Rice to the corner for the Ice Cats. Good stick there by Paul Smith. Smith coming back on the attack for the Lions. Nifty maneuver there. Smith below the goal line, throws it out in front to nobody in particular. He was trying to go. Now he flags it down to the corner, out in front. Backhand try. Oh, what a save there. And juggling that puck in his left hand is Nolan Harner. Lions try to come back in transition, but a chance for Rice. Rice behind the defense. Rice to goal. Oh, what a stop there by Harner. That was absolute robbery of Aiden Rice by goaltender Harner. But the Ice Cats finally nuzzle that nylon. Adam Hooks buries it to tie it at 1, 7 minutes into period 2. And they brought their flippin' toys with them. UPJ finally. Mailer on the retreat. Across two lines, the stretch pass hits Smith. Both teams were changing behind the play. Body check there in the corner. Lindsay with his back to the play, tied up for a moment by Freund. And that puck is played outside the zone. Good job. Takes the outlet pass. Hooks 1 against 2. Hooks to the goal. Fired. Score! Thank you, sir. May I have another? Adam Hooks gives the Ice Cats their first lead. Play it out in front from an impossible angle. It goes under the stick of Teedy. Snapshot from the circle. Save made. Rebound still available. Morano couldn't get a clean stick on it.
Definitely after the intermission here, they got to give some flowers to Harner there. Did a phenomenal job stopping some of the shots real up close. Another one there.
That close to letting that one sneak through the pads of Harner. And we got a whistle behind the play here. We're going to get a hooking call for Huff. Huff recovering atop the left circle for Barberi. Barberi deflected just wide. Good effort there. Huff recovering atop the left circle for Barberi. Barberi deflected just wide. Good effort there. Instead, the lines are able to clear. They might have another chance shorthanded. Huff's got to hurry back. Yothers to goal. Save me this time by Page. It's behind the net. To goal. Save me this time by Page. It's behind the net. And UPJ in scramble mode. The puck's out in front, and the Lions have scored a second shorthanded goal in this game. Carter Lindsay. Replogle in front. Turnaround shot. It's loose in front, and is it covered? Yes, it is. Just in the nick of time by Harner. Late. 15 to go in the UPJ power play. Replogle denied by Harner. That was a heck of a rip by Replogle, who's not known as a scoring defender.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Thank you for calling Penny, PA's official health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Would preventative care and screenings be an option?
You came to the right place. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality plans.
Enroll now at penny.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Pass Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham. Score! Ethan Cunningham Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup, and Ethan Cunningham is a local hero!
Gonna get up, pretty baby. Gonna get out of this rocking chair.
Hewitt creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime, and don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
Do you have a favorite leather couch or chair that's damaged? Has your car, boat, or RV's interior seen better days? Maybe your business's furniture or your private aircraft's interior could use a little love. You're probably thinking replacement is going to be expensive. And what happens to the damaged piece after you throw it out? Does it just end up in a landfill? It doesn't have to. FiberNew specializes in the restoration of leather, plastic, and vinyl. To get an estimate, connect with us today.
Hockey is the ultimate long-haul sport. Wear and tear are inevitable over the long haul, especially when it comes to wear and tear on your home or office furniture. FiberNew is a mobile service that specializes in the repair, restoration, and renewal of leather, plastic, vinyl, fabric, and upholstery. FiberNew has been trusted since 1987 to remain on the cutting edge of repair techniques, and their exclusive color-matching technology has made them a global leader in their industry. If you want to make like a goalie and flash that leather with pride, visit FIBRenew.com to find a location near you, or call 888-597-2951 to get a free estimate today. With Patrick Mitchell, I'm Matt Popchock, back at First Summit Arena at the historic Cambria County War Memorial. Approaching the start of period 3 as we get ready to wrap up the second night of the 2026 UPJ Showcase on TenbandTV, presented by our friends at FiberNew. Ice Cats and the Penn State Harrisburg Lions tied at 2 after 2. And I want to go back to an important point you made earlier, Patrick, when the Ice Cats had a strong net front presence, when they were going to the net. Both games this weekend, they've been successful. When they backed away from that, they were not so successful. So I think to get momentum back after giving up the shorthanded goal, go to the net. It's, I think, academic at this point.
The chances they can create when they get up front in that goal are more than not advantageous, and end up getting points on the board, and they get goals to get themselves back into the game. And yeah, when they're physically present and they're pushing the agenda and they're pushing hard on the ice, they create chances that catch Penn State off guard and are almost catching them on their heels. So they've let Penn State back into this one. Start the third period, even slate, 2 goals apiece. Now it's just going to be who can clean up the puck, who can get their special teams working better. Again, Cats allowing a shorthanded goal that tied up this game in that second period. So how can they clean up the puck, clean up the play, and try and get out of this game with a victory?
Boston Bradley shuffling his lines tonight, as coaches are wont to do in these showcase events and tournaments, etc. And This reconfigured unit is out there to start the third period on the freshly cut ice for the UPJ Ice Cats. Kazarowski out there with Hooks and Huff. Again, the line that generated the first goal of the game for Johnstown. And they'll ice this puck, giving us our first whistle of the period, 18 seconds in.
Yeah, I think it's going to be huge for the Cats here to get out starting strong. Should Page see any shots, making sure his defensemen are in the right places at the right time, making the right plays that don't have any chances that might leak in, as we saw that shorthanded goal and the goal prior to that.
Shot from distance, taken by Noss, is held by Page. And Page is going to be counted on to make some big saves in this third period. Adam Page, the senior netminder, 7-4-0-1 coming into Saturday, 3.0 even in the GAA column, 917 save percentage. And for the most part, he's been rock steady this season for Boston Bradley and the Ice Cats, and trying to help backstop his team to a big non-conference win here at home before the stretch run begins, not just for the Ice Cats, but for the Harrisburg Lions. Both teams with just a handful of regular season games remaining on their respective schedules. A turnover deep. That cross-ice pass has to be retrieved against the boards by Hooks, who for the second night in a row is on hat-trick watch. Hopefully this one will not be in vain for Johnstown's sake. Barberi lost a puck and collided with Wang in the process. Karolfa stopped on a breakaway by Nolan Harner earlier in this game, dumps it in. Carter Lindsay has it for PSU Harrisburg, outletting for Smith. Lindsay's shorthanded marker in the second tied the game for the Lions. 2 penalty kills on both UPJ power plays tonight by the visitors. Both have resulted in goals scored by the away side. Andrew Zabalski with the first of those 4 against 5 goals as Page hangs on to that one.
Yeah, just about 2 minutes into this game, 2 minutes into this period already. I don't want to say the tempo's turned down from the end of the second period, but definitely I want to see who's going to be able to turn the heat up first and be able to get create some chances and get some really big momentum moving for their squad.
From within his own blue line, it's played through center by Mailer. Surleone deep in his own end for UPJ to his defensive partner, Andrew Barberi. Karolfa misplayed it in front of his own line, recovered by Barberi, and a steal by Smith of the Lions. Karolfa outletting for Rosic, who had trouble handling that one. Rice going after it for UPJ. And Johnstown fans wanted a hooking call, none forthcoming.
As I mentioned earlier in the second period, penalties few and far between, and these referees just probably letting these boys play, as did the referees in the game previous to this.
Karolfa, to your point, dumped by Unger, and again, play continues. Icing this time against the Lions early in the third.
So to say with that, with penalty few and far between, if you try and sell a penalty, it might not be worth it. Might take yourself out of the play for longer than you need to be. And anything these referees deem seriously impeding will draw a whistle. But what defines seriously impeding with what we've seen so far tonight?
Teedy, the former Chartiers Valley Colt, wins the faceoff to Kabala. Kabala creating space. Turnaround try by Dolgus, the extra forward last night for Boston Bradley. Getting a little more regular ice time tonight, misses the net. Teedy from his own boards, slips it to Brady Dolgus. Dolgus gets it inside the PSU Harrisburg line. Chip to center. Freund smacks it back into Harrisburg territory. UPJ trying to reset the play. And it's turned over temporarily. uncomfortable sequence there from both teams, and finally the Ice Cats settle this puck down and come across the line. Shot from 45 feet is stopped by Harner vis-a-vis Kabala. No icing, says this USA Hockey crew. Page settles it down at his right. And Page not on the same page, pun wholly intended, as his teammates who are going for a change. Harrisburg unable to take advantage, though. And now they are offside, as crossing the line a bit too soon was Schmelzer, among others. Clean face-off win by the Lions. Sent around the horn by Schmelzer. Colin Cook through center, accompanied by Morano. Cook to goal. Score! Just let him cook. Colin Cook restores the lead for UPJ. 15:26 to go in regulation.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Cook cooked up that one. Cooked it right to the back of the cage. He got the Cats back out in front here in the third period. Again, I'm talking about momentum shift earlier. Could this be a late momentum shift for the Cats here?
And again, you said it, Patrick. Go to the net. Cook went right to the rack for that one, and he went 5-hole on goaltender Harner for the third UPJ goal of the night. Barberi met by the right leg of the aforementioned netbinder.
15 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the third period. That's Pitt Johnstown goal scored by 12 Gooch, unassisted, and 15:26 left.
And officially an unassisted goal for Cook. Finishing a breakaway. The last two UPJ goals, Hooks and Cook, have been on breakaway opportunities. Partial breakaways, anyway.
Partial breakaways, full-on breakaways, still resulting in a goal nonetheless, and very, very positive news for the Cats here. Again, playing with the lead, still got to play with pressure and intensity to make sure these Penn State Ice Lions don't get back into it once more.
Shot there by Harrisburg by Wang from high on the left side, and that is wide of goal. Ice Cats play it defensively deep in their own end, and that goes off the backside of Wang right to his teammate Hansen, who resets the play for Harrisburg. Ice Cats out shooting the Lions 23-16 at the moment. They entered the third period with a 20-15 shot advantage. And where it counts, up by 1. Aiden Rice. Well, he'd love to get off the schneid before this thing's over. That shot by Sirleone scooped up by Harner. Rice, 25 points on his senior season. The hometown boy. One of the all-time leading scorers in the history of this UPJ program, and the all-time assist king, for that matter, at UPJ Hockey. And he's out here to take this face off to Harner's right, which is won by the Lions. This stretch pass is well beyond the purview of Yothers, who set up that earlier shorthanded goal by Lindsay. Played out in front, and an alert play there by Sirleone to clear it, but not out. This rip by Noss misses to the right of the goal. And now Johnstown does get the clear. That was last touched by Noss in the neutral zone, so the face-off should come outside Johnstown territory. Referee DeMoncos corroborates me. DeMoncos and Grove, the ACHA officiating crew, out there with Pioli, the linesman, for this second game tonight. Icing on the Ice Cats. Colin Cook's second goal of the regular season. Doesn't score a ton of goals, but seems like the last couple of years he's scored some important ones for Johnstown. Had a big goal in the CHE tournament last year as well.
Especially talking about goals, doesn't matter when and how you score them, but especially what the goal means for either your game and or season. Just picking the right time to score goals is never wrong in anyone's eyes.
Rice slips it up to Karolfa. That one goes through the linesman's skates, and Rosic recovers it for UPJ. Across now for Andrew Barberi. Barberi trying to keep it alive for Rosic. Harrisburg through center. Near side it comes to Furbush. Furbush looking for the man going to the net. That was Timko. That pass eluding him. Ice Cats clear it to neutral ice. Furbush back on the attack for PSU Harrisburg. Good stick by Barberi. From the near boards, it's sent toward goal and sent out the other side. A close opportunity there, a high danger chance for a moment it looked like for the Lions. UPJ had it well defended. Chris Moore calling for wholesale changes, and this fresh unit has the puck again for Penn State Harrisburg. Tipping shot deflected in the slot area by Plowman. Wilson giving more and more ground, finally tries to break it out for Tipping. That pass too far. Plowman tries to dummy himself an icing call, but no such luck. Trying to use the boards to his advantage, does get it to Teedy. Ben Teedy over the line for UPJ. Teedy around a man. Teedy from the corner, off the side of the net. And an opportunity in transition for Zabalski. Penrose getting to that puck first for the Ice Cats. All those little things that Penn State Maine did last night to win the hockey game in the third period, now the pressure's on UPJ to do those same things, Patrick.
Yeah, as I mentioned, after the second period, starting the third period, I wanted to see the Cats clean up their play. And to their credit, they have for the most part, but there's still some tiny aspects of the minute details that could be done better. Make sure they can hold off the inevitable and potential Penn State comeback. As again, we saw the main campus last night not shy away from being down 3 goals. Down a goal here. There's still a lot of game left.
UPJ, at the very least, has reversed the score line from the last meeting between these clubs and trying to rewrite the script altogether and hang on for a Saturday night dub. Ice Cats 3, Harrisburg Lions 2, approaching the midpoint of the third period. Icing on PSU Harrisburg. Fresh line out there for Boston Bradley. And he's got to be a happy camper, at least for the time being. Again, by and large, this has been one of the more responsible games we've seen Pitt Johnstown play in a while.
Well, especially in comparison to last night's game. Again, they got out hot, started really strong, really early, but just could not keep their foot on the gas pedal and let Penn State back into it, and eventually ended up in the losing column of a very great game, but just poor at the end.
Huff trying to go short side. That missed. Lions have the rebound, and it's floated through center. Intended for Hansen. Ice Cats quickly to move that puck, and they get it inside the Harrisburg line. Harrisburg coming right back just as quickly from an angle with Swang for Smith. Up the boards it'll come, and through a crowd. That puck went off the body of Smith, who was camped out in front of Matt Page. And the Ice Cats wisely clear the zone, and Hooks has it at center. Hooks gaining the red line and dumping it in. Huff giving chase. Goaltender Harner gets to it first. It goes off a PSU skate. Hooks has it against the grain. It's blockered away by goaltender Harner in a standing position. Replogle over the attacking line for UPJ. Replogle to the corner from an angle, forcing the save by Harner. Karolfa jumping onto the ice late for UPJ. Lions break it out to center. Unger up the left wing. Met in the corner by a backtracking Replogle, and a steal by Rosic. Rosic trying to get a step on the D, but a great job to recover by Lindsay. Boy, has he had a nice game for Harrisburg.
Yeah, offensively, defensively, all assets. Yeah, Lindsay's phenomenal game tonight.
That one goes off a Lions skate. This should not be icing. Pioli agrees. Rosic, cross ice, trying to go to Karolfa. That pass was a little behind the forward. The delayed high stick call was negated as a couple of Ice Cats collide at center, and now we've got a yard sale. Rice upset that his stick was dislodged. Fortunately for UPJ, Barberi recovers. The follow-up shot fanned on by Karolfa, and after all that, Harrisburg able to get it to the UPJ line. Aiden Rice with it, onside for the Ice Cats.
That could have been very disastrous for the Mountain Cats. Yeah, neutral zone collision of Mountain Cats nearly gave a golden opportunity and a lot of defensive zone away for the Penn State Lions. But Cats able to get away, get some clears. Still trying to work to clear the puck out now. But again, just trying to clean up defensively here in the waning minutes of the game.
Serlione. Schmelzer unable to keep it in at left point. Dumped back in by the Lions. Going in after this puck is Timko for PSU Harrisburg. And that save is made by Page. Mad scramble in the crease. Page is right on top of that puck before anybody else, as cooler heads do prevail with 7:11 remaining.
Again, another great opportunity to try and stuff the puck in for Penn State. None doing, as Page stands strong and his defensive unit around him as well, just outside the crease, making sure he washes that puck out and gets the face-off to his left.
Cook, who has the go-ahead goal in this third period, trying to exhaust the area for Pitt Johnstown. Plowman will try a second time, perhaps with help from Morano. Eventually it's Freund who gets it out of Pitt Johnstown territory. Cook sends it to the corner. Steal by the Ice Cats. Cook from the off wing this time. One too many passes there. Cook maybe should have just shot that puck.
Yeah, sometimes the unselfishness is the right way to go. That time, just again, tried to be too fancy and tried to too much work there.
And a good hip check there by Plowman to negate the chance by the Lions. Puck out of play. PSU starting to lean on the accelerator a little bit more, and that poise of UPJ being tested ahead by a single goal with time ticking down in this final period.
Yeah, the momentum definitely shifting in the way of PSU here. Cats just have to respond and make sure they don't let up too much. I would like to see them match the intensity, but at the very least just make sure that they can lock down that backside defensively and give PSU no chances here.
Cook up to center. And it's sent the length of the ice by Chris Sorochi. And the Dallas native and first-year Harrisburg Lion is whistled for icing, bringing the face-off back into Harrisburg territory. Sorochi, another rookie who's played a healthy dose of minutes tonight and throughout the regular season for Chris Moore. Kazarowski wins it to Replogle at the point. Kazarowski behind the net now, wrapping it around in front, kept in by Barberi. Barberi through a crowd, deflected just wide. That didn't miss by much. Kazarowski dispossessed by Smith. Hooks with a steal. Hooks fires it off a body toward goal, and Nolan Harner will leave nothing to chance.
Yeah, Hooks took a spin on that one, looked to shoot it in. Not beating Harner on that one, but again, keeping the puck in the defensive zone of PSU, giving his Ice Cats another chance here. And as we mentioned a couple times, the goals that these Cats have scored is when they're pushing into the goal. So that's what they're going to try to do here, is push the pressure from the faceoff to the cage as Hooks takes a spill.
A pregnant pause before this puck is dropped. Kazarowski, a la Mario, pushing it right toward goal and winning the faceoff in one fell swoop. He doesn't get the same result Mario did, though, once upon a time. So we'll do another faceoff from the same dot. '95, Chase Huff. Tracing the perimeter from distance. Raplogle's shot is blocked. Raplogle fanning on the second attempt, and a chance the other way for Wang. Wang up the left wing. Wang with a toe drag maneuver. Wang still has this puck, and this time it was Jacob Wang of Harrisburg who maybe tried to do a little too much. Huff and Smith going at one another, and they go down as Hooks is content to just ice it if necessary. And UPJ will take their chances with the defensive zone faceoff with 5 minutes to play.
Yeah, I think the game plan there was just to get the puck out, not try and do anything crazy there. As you mentioned, Wang dingling and dangling his way in, undoing for him on the scoring opportunity as he was thwarted there. As trying maybe to be a little too fancy there, going one-on-one with Page.
Lions in control. Chase Huff in the right place at the right moment. He'll gain the red line and dump it in. UPJ trying to master the art of simplicity, as we discussed earlier, and protect the puck, protect the lead in the process. Yothers up to center for Harrisburg. Raplogle on the back check for UPJ. He poke checks that puck into the corner. Hooks up the boards, off the blade of Lindsay of PSU Harrisburg and outside the zone. Lindsay resetting with Schmelzer. Schmelzer double teamed. Karolfa trying to use the boards to get it outside the zone. Now he'll outlet it for Rosic. Rosic trying to part the sea of white bodies at the Penn State blue line, could not. Andrew Barberi against the grain, turned it over to Furbush. Furbush toward goal, saved by Page, and a big one there to keep it a one-goal contest. No high stick on the puck, says referee DeMoncos. Backhand attempt taken there by Timko. That was blocked off. Timko with it above the right circle this time toward goal. Page ready. Rice has it deep in the UPJ zone, but turned it over. Toward goal it comes, and you need me? Page me. Matt Page called into action once again.
Right in the breadbasket there for Page, able to gobble it up and stop that momentum swing for PSU. Right, as I mentioned, right into the breadbasket. Right there, just collect it with the glove, secure it. Nothing doing, as both sides will reset ahead of this faceoff.
Helsel to take it for UPJ against Sobolski, who got the scoring started in this game on special teams before Johnstown rallied. TD lost control of that puck. Pass out front, wide open for a moment, was one of the men for the Ice Lions, as old habits die hard. And fortunate he was not able to take that pass. Sometimes you got to be good and lucky. UPJ was a little bit lucky that backdoor play misfired for Harrisburg. Plowman trying to set up Kabbalah. Kept inside the line by Teedy, but not for long. Lions on the counterattack. Toward goal it comes. I'll take that. Thank you very much, says Page.
As I mentioned last night a couple times with Huff. Right there, Page looking like a catcher behind the plate, just snagging that fastball right out of the air. Love to see it. Love to see the glove work there as it goes high, but he plucks it out of the air.
Reed Surak, 37 in white, has 3 goals this season for the Lions. 2 of them have been game winners. So he's a player you'll want on the ice late in a tight game, and he's had 2 grade A chances in succession for PSU Harrisburg, neither of which have come to fruition.
All right, now PSU might need some of that magic from him late in this game. They're still trying to get even in this one.
It's sent around the boards by Hansen. Down to 2 minutes remaining in regulation. UPJ still with a 3-2 lead. Hansen from the left circle, out in front off the stick of McConchy. And that's a name we haven't called in a while. Chris Moore shortening his bench a bit in this third period with his team down a goal.
I'm keeping my eyes peeled, keep my eyes looking at Harner down there. As I mentioned, there he goes to the bench, wondering when they'd pull the goalie.
Hooks has been made aware of the empty net. He goes to Huff. Huff around a man. Huff trying to escort it himself to the goal. Hooks is going to reach for it. Huff has it. Turns around, fires wide. Kazarowski to the corner. Smacks it off the player in the corner. That's Noss. Harrisburg skating 6 against 5, trying to tie the game before the end of regulation. That's sent to the corner sharply by Zabalski. Huff gets it outside the zone. It won't be icing. Final minute of third period play.
1 minute remaining in the third period. 1 minute.
Do I lie? Lindsay surveying the play. Lions bring it deep into Johnstown territory. Barberi there at the side of the net trying to support Page. Near side it comes to Lindsay. Lindsay cross ice. Shot from an angle was blocked. Looked like Rice might have gotten a stick on that. It's loose in front. Page never saw it. Neither did the Lions. Under half a minute to go. Lindsay from the corner. Nail-biting time at the War Memorial. Barberi trying to force it back to center. He can't. Shot through a crowd. Deflected wide of goal. Smith up the boards. Through the blue paint out the other side. 10 seconds left. Karalfa can't clear it still. Near side it comes to Lindsay. One last chance. Lindsay, it's deflected off the stick and out of play by Surak. 3.3 ticks to talk. Oh, bless these Ice Cats. They just cannot get out from their own zone.
Timeout, Penn State Harrisburg.
Hooks so close to that Hattie moments ago, yet so far away.
Yeah, the Ice Cats and the Hooks, everyone able to get the crash the net there, but nothing going in the net. Still like the chances they got, but again, you wanted to see the lead double here. But again, 3.3 on the clock, so you've got a face-off draw and maybe a shot attempt if you win the draw for PSU.
And again, if UPJ can hang on here, I think winning this game would be an even bigger testament to them than winning last night's game, because tonight they've been forced out of their comfort zone. They've been forced to play a tight defensive game, or tighter, as the case may be, and they're just moments away from one of their better defensive performances of the season against a talented out-of-conference opponent.
Yeah, definitely looking better and feeling better than they did last night against Penn State, Maine. Again, still time on the clock, so it's not over yet. But again, the Ice Cats staring down the barrel of a W here tonight. This would be a huge out-of-conference game at home in their home hosting classic, the UPJ Classic. Be great for the morale moving forward, as well as we head towards conference play not too long out.
To say the least, this face-off is important. Unger will take it for Harrisburg. Rice, the captain, will take it for Johnstown. It's sent to the boards. 1 second left. The last shot is blocked by Barberi and by Nick Rosich. That's it for Pitt. The UPJ Ice Cats do hang on for the 3-2 victory over the PSU Harrisburg Lions. And let's take Francine to the Aces. What a game, Patrick Mitchell. What a hockey game.
Especially, again, we mentioned it a couple times just in the last couple minutes in opposition of last night, the way last night went, just all the air out of the building. But this one, going down early in the first, coming back with 2 goals from Hooks in the second, a shorthanded goal from Lindsay tying it up in the second, and then the game winner from Cook in the third being the difference maker. Huge momentum swing, huge mentality, morale boost for this team. Again, on home ice in their home-hosted classic. Always good to get a win, especially against any Penn State team, whether it's their Division III Maine or this Harrisburg branch campus Division III team. Just great all-around performance. Defensively, we're able to lock down a lot better and just pull away tonight with a victory. That'll feel good tonight.
Page, the next to last Johnstown player to make his way through the handshake line. Last time he faced this Harrisburg outfit, he had 26 saves tonight and even 20, and more importantly, the victory. UPJ 3, PSU Harrisburg 2. And as the prayer circle commences, we will thank you, Patrick Mitchell. We will thank Aaron Orkovickas. We will thank Todd Kazarowski and Kennedy Kazarowski. We will thank Boston Bradley and Chris Moore for their cooperation behind the scenes. We will thank the city of Johnstown, Pennsylvania for their hospitality all weekend long. And thank you for watching and listening. The Ice Cats get victory number 11, and boy, was it ever dicey, but they get it all the same. Ice Cats 3, Harrisburg Lions 2. You've been watching the UPJ Showcase on TenbandTV, presented by Fibrenew. Lindsay outletting to Josh Timko. Timko taking down one of the Cats, and the yard sale behind the UPJ cage as a penalty is forthcoming. Referee DeMonco Leone to clean up that mess and send UPJ in transition. Here's Adam Hooks, who had Friday's first goal for either participant in that contest by Boston Bradley, but the previous staff as well. That save made. The rebound. Hooks put it off the body of goaltender Harner and somehow couldn't get the bounce. Sterling Young's shot deflected. Johnstown unable to keep that puck in the zone. Penn State Harrisburg on the counterattack. Gavin Tipping forcing the save by Page. And the steal by the Ice Cats. And they drew a penalty. UPJ's getting that power play as Kazarowski puts it through the blue pane and wide. Over to Rice. Rice up top to Barberi. Barberi over to Huff. Huff out in front. Redirected off a body. I'm not sure if that made it on goal or not. I think the killing Diamond did the job again, and a chance shorthanded now for Zabalski. Zabalski, score! Zabalski comes back the other way with a shorthanded goal. 7:07 to go, first period. Give the governor harumph. 1-0 Harrisburg. To center it'll come, played by Wilson, but not out. And finally, goaltender Nolan Hart. You can watch that on demand anytime on TenbandTV, as that one is gloved by Harner.
Yeah, that's
Zabalski, who has the game's only goal. Karolfa, good determination to get it to Rice. Rice, and does it go in? It's on the line. Did it cross the line? Somehow, some way, Nolan Harner bargained with the hockey gods. Turnover to UPJ. Kazarowski looking for Huff in front. Huff wasn't ready to take that pass. Hand pass in the neutral zone, and they don't get much more obvious than that, unfortunately, for the sake of Aiden Rice. Gavin Tipping gets the worst of that hit from Jackson Barberi. To the point it comes for Noss. Good save there by Page, and he's got the rebound. UPJ wins the faceoff, and Karolfa has a chance. Karolfa to goal. Save made, and the rebound is cleared aside. A big stop there by Harner, and Wilson gets it out of danger. Rice to the corner for the Ice Cats. Good stick there by Paul Smith. Smith coming back on the attack for the Lions. Nifty maneuver there. Smith below the goal line, throws it out in front to nobody in particular. He was trying to go. Now he flags it down to the corner, out in front. Backhand try. Oh, what a save there, and juggling that puck in his left hand is Nolan Harner. Lions try to come back in transition, but a chance for Rice. Rice behind the defense. Rice to goal. Oh, what a stop there by Harner. That was absolute robbery of Aiden Rice by goaltender Harner. But the Ice Cats finally nuzzle that nylon. Adam Hooks buries it to tie it at 1. 7 minutes into period 2. And they brought their flippin' toys with them. UPJ finally. Mailer on the retreat. Across 2 lines, the stretch pass hits Smith. Both teams were changing behind the play. Body check there in the corner. Lindsay with his back to the play, tied up for a moment by Freund. And that puck is played outside the zone. Good job. Takes the outlet pass. Hooks 1 against 2. Hooks to the goal. Fired. Score! Thank you, sir. May I have another? Adam Hooks gives the Ice Cats their first lead. Play it out in front from an impossible angle. It goes under the stick of Teedy. Snapshot from the circle. Save made. Rebound still available. Morano couldn't get a clean stick on it.
Definitely after the intermission here, they got to give some flowers to Harner there. Did a phenomenal job stopping some of the shots real up close. Another one there.
That close to letting that one sneak through the pads of Harner. And we got a whistle behind the play here. We're going to get a hooking call for Huff. Huff recovering atop the left circle for Barberi. Barberi deflected just wide. Good effort there. Huff recovering atop the left circle for Barberi. Barberi deflected just wide. Good effort there. Instead, the Lions are able to clear. They might have another chance shorthanded. Huff's got to hurry back. Yothers to goal. Save me this time by Page. It's behind the net. To goal. Save me this time by Page. It's behind the net. And UPJ in scramble mode. The puck's out in front, and the Lions have scored a second shorthanded goal in this game. Carter Lindsay. Replogle in front. Turnaround shot. It's loose in front, and is it covered? Yes, it is. Just in the nick of time by Harner. Late. 15 to go in the UPJ power play. Replogle denied by Harner. That was a heck of a rip by Replogle, who's not known as a Colin Cook through center, accompanied by Morano. Cook to goal. Score! Just let him cook. Colin Cook restores the lead for UPJ. Aiden Rice. Well, he'd love to get off the schneid before this thing's over. That shot by Sirleone scooped up. This puck is Timko for PSU Harrisburg. And that save is made by Page. Mad scramble in the crease. Page dispossessed by Smith. Hooks with a steal. Hooks fires it off a body toward goal, and Nolan Harner will leave nothing to chance. A pregnant pause before this puck is dropped. Kazarowski, a la Mario, pushing it right toward goal. Penn State blue line could not. Andrew Barberi against the grain, turned it over to Furbush. Furbush toward goal, saved by Page, and a big one there. Page ready. Rice has it deep in the UPJ zone, but turned it over. Toward goal it comes, and you need me? Page me. But not for long. Lions on the counterattack. Toward goal it comes. I'll take that. Thank you very much, says Page. Lindsay, it's deflected off the stick and out of play by Surak. 3.3 ticks to talk. Oh, bless these Ice Cats. They just cannot get out from there by Nick Rosich. That's it for Pitt. The UPJ Ice Cats do hang on for the 3-2 victory over the PSU Harrisburg Lions. And let's take Francine to the Aces. What a